Battlefield 2042 has a big problem with its recoil and gun handling. And I've seen a lot of people say they're not too happy with how the guns handle in 2042 as well, especially when comparing it to Battlefield 5. So in this video, I'm going to show you really how bad the gunplay and the recoil is compared to Battlefield 5 and why 2042 has taken a big step back for the franchise in terms of gun handling and recoil control. So first up, let's take a look at Battlefield 2042, and what I'm using here is the default assault rifle, the M5A3 I think it's called, and we're just shooting at these cargo containers at a distance of 25 meters. Now you can see here, the gun recoils up as expected and off to the right slightly, but what isn't expected and what the gun doesn't really show correctly when the recoil is going up is the random bullet deviation you actually have in 2042. So on these recoil sprays that you can see, there's a lot of bullets just going off to the side. So in this image, I've blown up the actual spray so you can actually see where the bullets all landed, and that doesn't really look right based on where the reticule is and where the bullets are actually going. So what I'll do now is slow down the actual recoil sprays so we can sort of compare and see if the reticule followed where these bullets sort of landed, as it would do with an actual recoil pattern. Now you can actually make out in this slowed down recording here that the bullets are not landing where the reticule is. Yes, the recoil is going up, so you maybe expect them to go a little bit below because the recoil is making the rifle go up. But bullets are going off side to side as well, and the reticule is not actually following that pattern. It's like random bullet deviation or Fortnite bloom. I have seen a lot of people say that there is bloom in Battlefield 2042, and bloom is basically when you start shooting, your bullets will actually sort of go out in a cone from around your rifle, and that cone will expand as you are shooting longer. But I don't think 2042 has that. Fortnite has it, and that's god awful. But what Battlefield has, and what it's traditionally had since 1942, is random bullet deviation. So what that means is no matter where you're aiming, the bullets really won't 100% land where you're actually physically aiming. Even if the recoil is making your rifle go up, it should still hit where you're aiming at the time the rifle fires, because that's where you're aiming. But in Battlefield traditionally, it will sort of go off to the side or above or below because it's random, and that really impacts, say, player skill, because you could be like Shroud level of aiming, right? Being able to pretty much lock onto people's heads to, take them down really quickly. But your bullets could end up just missing because of the random deviation or hitting the chest. So that means you could end up losing a bunch of firefights, not because you're bad at aiming or the other person you're in a firefight with is better than you. It's just that the random nature of the bullet deviation and recoil in 2042 has gone in their favor. So it's decided you're going to die. There's been only one Battlefield game that has actually completely ditched random bullet deviation. And if you play 2042, then switch back to this Battlefield game, you will feel the guns are just so much better, so much more responsive, tighter, and a lot more fun to use. And that game was Battlefield 5. So here's Battlefield 5 using the default assault rifle. It's been upgraded a little bit, but look at the difference. You can see that where you are actually aiming and where the reticule is, as the recoil is going up, the bullets are actually hitting exactly where you are aiming at the time the rifle fires. There is no random bullet deviation in Battlefield 5 at all, and that means you can actually control recoil properly. It's not going to be random, and the game just isn't going to decide that you're going to lose a firefight because random bullet deviation. Battlefield 5 feels so much better in terms of gunplay than Battlefield 2042. And Battlefield 2042 has taken a major step back in gunplay. Many games use actual recoil patterns so people can learn those patterns and become better players with those guns. Now I'm going to put the two side by side so you can really see how different it is and how much better Battlefield 5 is. And putting these two images side by side, you can really tell the difference with recoil control, gun handling in 2042 against Battlefield 5. 2042 is a major step back for the Battlefield franchise, and DICE, in my opinion, need to make a big change to every single automatic weapon in the game to give them an actual recoil pattern instead of just random bullet deviation. Battlefield 5 really has the best gun handling and recoil control out of every single Battlefield game.